Hey guys, this is Barjin. Today we're doing a quick review on Heroes of Hammerwatch 2, Celestial Ruins. This is a game that came out on July 28th, 2026. So the first question is, what's new with this expansion? So first off, we have the new zone Celestial Ruins. You get this by doing the spirit trials in the church, which will allow you to challenge the spirit guardians in the Celestial Ruins to get some new buffs. After that, they added a new class called the Priest with their promotions, the Divine Light, the Crusader, and the Flagellant. After that, there is new items, scepters and lanterns, along with 12 new trinkets. 5 of them they gave out for free, and the rest are behind the paid DLC. The last thing that I wanted to mention is they added pets to the game, but I'll go into this in more detail. The first one we're going to start with is the new survival scenario, the Celestial Ruins. So to get here, you're going to go into the church. In the back of the church, there is 5 statues. These are the 5 spirit trials that you can take. Each of these are going to give you 5 different buffs. What I mean by that is every character that you play, it's not an account-wide buff. So every character you play is going to have a class-specific 5 different buffs for their game. You're going to walk up. Each statue is going to have their own buff. For example, the hound that the ranger or the hunter can summon is a buff. They take it straight from that class and then they put it as the buff. You can do that trial up to 5 times to level up that buff, just like you would if you were playing that class promotion. Every time you level up the trial gets immensely harder, and then it goes on from there. How the Celestial Ruins actually works is it functions a lot like Diablo 3. This is what it reminds me of, at least, is the pony fairyland that they have as the cow level in Diablo 3. That's kind of what it looks like, and then how it functions is like a Diablo Rift. So you have a timer that you're trying to kill as many enemies that are trying to bum rush you as fast as they can to get you. You take them out and fill up a bar. Once the bar fills up, you summon one of the angels down that you have to defeat, and then that completes the scenario. The only key thing that I found in this that is really kind of a big deal is you're going to want to leave as quick as you can, because they will continue to, attack you. And if you die after you kill the boss, it still counts as you failed. The only other gimmick in this level is there will be hash marks or checkpoints throughout the bar. And every time you hit one, a portal will spawn. And you have to defeat enemies that will come through the portal, and if you do, then it will reward you with some trinkets and some skill level ups. Next, we have the Priest, which is the new class, and their promotions. The Divine Light, which focuses more on being a pure mage. They have a beam to clear out enemies that they can use, and they rely heavily on summoning these light orbs that float around them and shoot lasers at enemies. So you can make this stronger by playing into summoning more orbs, and then you just have a whole screen full of lasers. The Crusader, this is a tankier version of the class that relies on pikemen that they summon to be in the front lines, and they also have the ability to drop down a banner that grants down immunity within the radius that is around the banner. So this works on you, any party member, and the summon. Lastly is the Flagellant. This is a melee-focused variant of the Priest. This relies on stacking thorns with their passive Ecstasy and getting as many trinkets that give you thorn damage. This makes it so they have heavy retaliation damage along with a heavy flail attack that swipes out at enemies, dealing bleed damage. Moving on to items, starting with scepters. So this is a priest weapon, goes in their main hand, and it does arcane damage. It is a short-ranged attack, and it's kind of meh. I'm not a fan of the graphic that it uses. It's almost like you go to attack someone, and unless it's kind of perfect, it always has the same range. So it's kind of hard to describe. I'm not the biggest fan. I would rather switch to pretty much any other weapon, to be honest. Moving on to lanterns, I think this is the best thing they've done as far as weapons, especially for the new priest. So this just shoots out a beam of light and it burns anything it touches, and it heals your companions. So I got this wrong before. It does not heal allies, only your companions, mercenaries that you find, any monsters that you summon, stuff like that. So 5 free trinkets that came up with the update are the Spiked Collar, which boosts thorns and physical defense, the Rose Thorn Wand, which adds health on kill and piercing damage, Razor Amulet grants flat bleeding damage modifiers to primary melee attacks, the Vitarium increases max health pool values and small life regeneration, the Greater Ring of Alacrity, which is attack speed and cooldown. So for the DLC trinkets, you got the Spellslinger Amulet and Circlet that has to do with Magic Pen and lowering the cost of mana to cast a spell. You have the Mark of Avarice set, which is the gold wrap and the bracelet, which gives you buffs when you pick up gold. And then finally there is the Emblems of Hermes set, which has to do with movement speed, which is the chicken feet and so on. Before I get into final thoughts, let's talk about new buildings and what else they added in town. So this time for this mini expansion, what they added was there's a building that's underneath the church that was empty, and now it has a pet vendor in there. The free version gives you a toucan, a raven, a scarab, a dog, and a cat. And if you buy the expansion, you get a will-o-wisp and an animated candle. So what a pet does for you once you buy it and it starts following you around is it will go and pick up all the gold and random supplies that it finds on the screen. It will open up supply boxes and pick those up, which is very useful. One thing that I found really funny is that it will actually go into trap rooms and just pick up things so that you don't have to waste your time. Okay, let's talk about final thoughts. This part I'm a little kind of all over the place on, because on the one end it's $6.99 in Steam currently, and I think you're going to get more hours than the $6.99 price tag, so that makes it good. On the other hand, I don't think this expansion is big enough to warrant you returning to the game. Also, where is the buildings? Where are the new buildings? Where are the new upgrades? Why don't I have another level or 2 of upgrades that I can do around the town to change the cosmetics, to expand the town? There's a road leading out of town that just has like a, coming soon kind of expansion, like a log blocking the way. That's really going to stop you. But I think that's a giant miss. I don't know why they're waiting for the next expansion to add another building. I feel like it's just not good enough. I honestly expected a lot more. Before, when we were looking at the roadmap, me and my friends I'm talking about, we saw that, more stuff was coming down the line, and I was like, oh, that's awesome. I can't wait until they expand on the town and see what's going on with that. And then here it is, and it's not there. So I was definitely disappointed in that part. But I mean, there's plenty of things in here. It is a small expansion, but it does have some good parts to it. I don't mean to just down on it, but definitely disappointed that there was no building upgrades really of any kind, except for the pet shop, but that doesn't really count in my opinion. I really think, looking at the roadmap, there's another expansion that is going to add another building and another class to the game. I really wish they took this expansion and the one later on this year, put them together, and then just raise the price. I would have much rather preferred that, because if I wasn't doing the review, I'm not sure I would pick this game back up and play it just for the expansion. So beyond that, I guess the best rating that I can give it is a 5 out of 10 for this expansion, simply because it's a 50-50 to me. It's a toss-up. I think if I was currently playing this game and having a lot of fun with my friends, which I did have a lot of fun when I played the original game, I think I would easily buy this expansion and continue my fun. But will this bring me back? I don't think so. I had a good time playing it for a little while that I played it. Me and my friends were having a good time. I think you will too if you pick it up. If not, you can wait until the next one. But beyond that, this is Bargain. Have a good one, everyone.